Hi! So we've got hungry animals on the floor and around me, and I'm going to let some of them out and feed some of them and possibly feed myself and clean the mess that is my kitchen, because I'm not one of those people that does the dishes after dinner. And here the cat ran into the living room with the dog that may eat cats. So, let's get this. This is my dog that might eat my cats. But we're just gonna chance it, because I don't really think he'll do anything. She's big now. I've had this kitten since she was 2.5 weeks old, and she used to be really tiny, and I used to be really nervous that this one was gonna eat her. What are you gonna do when he's this nuts? I make him sit before he goes outside. Sit. Wait. Wait. Come on. And there he goes. Oh no, who he's after? Probably a squirrel. Hello, Priscilla. How are you today? I'm letting my dog out. I'm going to feed my doggos momentarily. That little spot over there in the corner is a fluffy tail. Oh, look at that, I can zoom in. Little jerk that he is. He's pretty sure that there's a squirrel up there and that he needs to get it. Things like this are why I get nervous about him around my cats. The one cat that I have is very large, and there's no way he would do anything to him. He just wouldn't be able to. This one right here, his name is Monster. All he cares about is eating. Magic. Don't look at my messy porch, guys. Here, this way. Now we're not gonna look at the messy porch. He goes crazy when you say squirrel. Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about in the dog training world spectrum, as why our dogs don't listen to their name as well as they may listen to other things. And that's because if you say something like squirrel or something like that, my dogs know, do you want to get a donut? Because at Tim Hortons, they give us a Timbit every time we go get coffee. Speaking of coffee, I need to make coffee. So every single time he hears the word donut, we're going to Tim Hortons to get a donut hole. Never do I yell at him and say the word donut. So therefore, he goes nuts over it. Same with the squirrel word. You probably reinforce that very heavily. It never means anything else, and you only say it when there's actually a squirrel. So they go nuts for that. So that's really how you get your dog to come when they're called, is you make sure that you've got a good reinforcement history going on. If you yell at your dog and use his name all the time, what reason is he gonna have to want to come to you? I unfortunately also can't let Striker out with Zed, because Striker will herd Zed and not allow him to go potty at all. My kitten is very upset that I'm not picking her up. She thinks that I should be picking her up right now. Got my Snow White cup. And the Poison Apple. It's one of my favorite cups for coffee. And that's what they do. They try to climb my leg. Thank you. We've got 3 black cats here all at once. The one with the pink collar is Magic. The big one over there is Mystery, and the one under the chair is Buttons. These 2 are 6 months old, and this one is 4 months old. These 2 are actually mine. And then this one is a foster who's up for adoption. I've got his brother up here, who's also a foster up for adoption. This is Boots. Boots has a goober. They've got chlamydia, I think it is. I know that sounds weird and scary, but it's actually just an upper respiratory thing with cats, and it's not transmittable to humans. Hello, 9-inch colas. We are going to be training the pups. This one right here is waiting for his breakfast. He needs to lay down. Zed, lay down. Thank you. Do you want to eat? Are you hungry? We've got our great big thing of food in here. I feed them from, I don't know if anybody heard of that. We got 4 people in here. I don't know how to look at the chat unless it pops up. This is only my 2nd time ever live streaming. Hello, Kaylee Bay TV. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. We're just feeding the dog who needs to lay down. I refuse to move unless he's laying down. He just gets worried that the cats are going to steal his food, so he gets up and tries to protect it. Sit. Speak. Okay. And now I have to kind of stand guard a little bit because he's not happy if these guys decide that they want to go and get up in his business while he's trying to eat. So that is how we feed the dogs. This is the way we feed the dogs. Sorry, I know I'm silly. I need to go get my squirrel chaser. He's out there under that tree staring up, trying to figure out whether or not he can get the squirrel outside. Oh yeah, where you located, Kaylee Bay? Because I've got 4 of them here, 5 of them actually, who I'm fostering. I took in a mother and she had a litter of kittens. So there's 1 I'm fostering, there's 2 I'm fostering. Let's see if we can find the rest. There's a 3rd one. I call him Green. Oh yeah, they're little assholes in the best way, but they are little assholes, let me tell you. They get into everything. Oh, there's the 4th one. I've got a whole bunch of stuff in here for them. Magic and mystery. He's got the tunnel. As I'm over here, this one's on the couch arm behind me, grabbing my butt cheek. She literally reached out with both paws and grabbed my butt cheek. These guys don't wake me up because I keep my bedroom door shut. And I have 2 fans on in my bedroom. Then I've got the bunny. I've got to feed his cage. I'm looking at his cage and thinking I need to clean the cage, and I meant that I have to feed him, and it came out all wrong. So he's what is he? He's a miniature Rex. And there's my fish tank. I have a 90-gallon tank. I do have a mini farm. I like it that way, though. I don't have kids. My husband and I don't know if anybody here subscribes to I Pick My Butt, but that would be my husband. And he and I have been trying to have babies since we got married about 8 years ago, and it just hasn't happened. So this is what I do instead. Bad little girl, get off the bunny cage. You are what? How do I look at the past chat? This box here. Live chat, all messages are visible. There we go. I don't know what in the world they're doing, but that's my house. Yep, that's my good old husband. He's got a great sense of humor. If you sub to him, you'll definitely get a laugh or two here and there. And Striker needs to eat. Let's get you your food, Striker. Zed thinks he's eating again. He's got another think coming. Fat little piggy. Striker. Come on. Oh, again, don't look at my dirty dishes. We had macaroni and cheese last night, and I'm not a dish doer late at night. I basically eat and go to sleep, so my house gets pretty messy. Sit. Oh, that's good enough. Artificial insemination, we did do intrauterine insemination. So that's like somewhere around $5,000 per time. Bye, see you later. Thanks for stopping. So we did that twice. And then we kind of just took a break from it for a little while. And I actually got pregnant on my own right as we went on that break from fertility. And then I miscarried. So we did try the artificial insemination, but it just didn't take for me. So we're going to try it a few more times, but we got to save up because if you do it a couple times in a row, the medicine actually builds up in your body. Do you need to go outside? Is that why you're staring at me like that? When the medicine builds up in your body like that, it works better. So we're trying to save up a good 10 grand to do it a couple times in case it doesn't work the first time. It's really, really expensive to do all that fertility stuff, I've learned. So I'm just going to get some coffee in my lovely Snow White cup. This one over here. These guys are ridiculous. I just like constantly hear this background noise of little flutters of cat toys and the gallops of kitten feet across the floor. I swear to God, at night it sounds like they're coming through the roof or through the wall. They're hilarious. I didn't really anticipate having this many for this long. Oh, no. It doesn't always work at all. There's two different ways they can do it. They can give you a girl medicine that makes her grow a whole bunch of eggs and then give her a shot that makes her release all those eggs. And then they take the guy's sperm in a cup and they stick that up into the girl's uterus and hope that the sperm finds the egg. That's the $5,000 option, $5,000 per try. And that's just more luck. And then there's the $20,000 option where they take the guy's sperm and the girl's egg and take it outside their body and make an embryo. And then they put the embryo back in and hope that that attaches to the wall. But even with that, it's like $20,000. And there's only like a 30% chance if you put one or two embryos back in that one's going to stick. So we haven't really gone down that road yet because I did get pregnant on my own twice. We haven't really thought too much about doing IVF yet because it's just such an extreme option for us. Like, it's just so expensive. And my problem so far is that I had a miscarriage and an ectopic pregnancy. And since miscarriages are so common and ectopic pregnancies are such a fluky thing, the vet, yeah, you can see I have animals. The doctor legit told me that I have bad luck. And that there still is nothing too obviously wrong with me besides PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Which basically means that I don't release eggs on my own. They just kind of stay there. They did an egg count. You can have a blood draw done, and they can see how many eggs you got left. And for someone my age, the number should be somewhere around 8 or 9 or less, between 6 and 9 maybe. Mine is 16, which basically means that I very, very seldom release eggs on my own, which is common, I guess, for polycystic ovarian syndrome. If I controlled my weight and my diet better, it would get better. It does get better when I do that, but I also have celiac disease, which means I have to eat gluten-free. So my lovely pantry has no bread products, and when you have to do things like that, you wind up stocking up on the gluten-free cake and breadcrumbs and all of like the gluten-free croutons and stuff, because, you know, like we've got this stuff and all of that stuff. If you get the stuff that's not gluten-free, has more whole grains in it, and it's not as, why are you following me? It has more whole grains in it, and it's more nutritious. It doesn't spike your blood pressure or your blood sugar as much. But when you get the gluten-free stuff, it's generally made from like plain rice flour and things like that, and that is going to spike and crash your blood sugar, and my mom's got diabetes, so I do a really bad job of controlling my diet. I should do much better for all of those things. Well, we got actually a bunch of people in here. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. If you could hit the like, I'd much appreciate it. Let's see what else these kittens are getting up to. Oh, I have to feed Mama Kitty. I have to go feed Mama Kitty. We have a separate bedroom where the kittens actually got raised, and we've got Mama Kitty in there. I kind of keep her in there because she was older and she hates my dogs, absolutely hates my dogs. And she also is not too keen on Magic, my female cat. She likes the boys, but one of these days, if I leave them alone, I swear to God, she and Magic are gonna go at it. But she's also adoptable. She's not my kitty. She's a foster. Just makes a beeline for the food. This is my life. That's the upper respiratory infection I was talking about. They get the sneezes, and they actually like sneeze out goobers, and it's disgusting. The other day, the black and white one sneezed out a goober. This guy sneezed out a goober onto my table, and then he licked it off, and I was like gagging. It was terrible. Terrible. I forgot I have to get the bunny some salad. Oh, this is my Great Dane. We just lost him at the beginning of September. That was when he graduated puppy class. Cute guy. The house was much less quiet than this. This is quiet for our house. You don't want salad, Zed. Zed doesn't want salad. What are you two doing? Thanks, I appreciate that. He was my first dog. We actually got him trained and certified as a therapy dog, so I could take him to like doctor's offices and schools and things like that. I'm like the most chill bunny ever. I don't know if any of you ever had a bunny, but this one, you can just like, what bunny does that? What bunny does that without kicking? Oh, there he goes. I'm sorry. Sorry. His name is Little Bunny Foo-Foo, by the way. Little Bunny Foo-Foo, hopping through the forest, eating all his lettuce. I better shut this before he jumps in. I named this one Snuffy because he had a really bad respiratory infection when he was little. And I actually had to bottle feed him because he couldn't nurse, because when he tried, he couldn't breathe out of his nose. And he always sounded like Snuffy. He sounded snuffly. I used to call him Snuffles, but then it changed to Snuffy. So when I say that, people laugh at me and think I'm talking about Snuffleupagus from the Sesame Street show. But nope, it's short for Snuffles, because I'm not very creative when it comes to names. Although my cats are Magic, Mystery, and Monster, and I think that's kind of cool. These guys, crazy. My uncle actually got me another one of these towers. I have to go pick it up. Oh no, I'm not even going to an endocrinologist anymore, or a gynecologist anymore. I go to an endocrinologist. I go to Strong Hospital's fertility center. We long since started visiting a specialist like a while ago. Appreciate the suggestion though. I did go to a couple of different gynecologists. The best that a gynecologist, a regular one, can do is give you pills. And let me tell you, the pills that they gave me, they're called Clomid. I have never had anything in my life make me feel so ragingly angry. Like, the whole house was scared to be around me. It was ridiculous. I don't wish infertility on my worst enemy. I mean, it's terrible. I'm trying to figure out how to hold the phone and hold my coffee and open this door all at the same time. It's not working out too well. Come on, Zed. So what do y'all think? Am I supposed to be holding this facing away from me? Or am I supposed to be holding this on my face? I don't think that people are as interested in seeing my face the whole time. They'd probably rather look at all the animals. You didn't eat. Eat your food. Eat your food, Striker. Now I've got this one in here. Come on. My magic. You're incognito, kid. Nobody can see you on that chair. Just opening everything up, getting everybody ready for the day. Eat your food. Why aren't you eating? Eat your food. Eat your food. Get it. Get your food, Striker. Get your food. Good boy. This is how nervous this guy is lately. Losing the Great Dane kind of was hard on everyone. And he never used to really just be so chill. He was always bouncing off the walls. As soon as we lost Thor, he quieted right down. And he actually stopped eating. And now these two snuggle on the couch together, and that never happened. Oh, yep, we found an empty paper towel roll. You can't be sad around this place for too long. Yeah, I used to have to do that to this one. Now, usually I can just sit there and encourage him and he'll eat, as opposed to having to sit there and hand feed him. I got him when he was about 1.5 years old, Striker, and I got him from the place where I used to work as a trainer, and he came in. Somebody pulled him from a rescue situation, and they didn't have authorization to pull dogs, and they couldn't handle him once they pulled him. So they decided to go and take him to a training facility and see if they could board him there and have him be trained. Well, he tried to fly at the manager of the place and bite the hell out of her first thing. Then we put him in a kennel, and he refused to leave the kennel or go to the bathroom or eat for like 36 hours. So we had to use a catch pole and drag him out and put him in a separate room. I got there the next morning and he had used the bathroom all over the room, so I had to clean it, and I texted the manager and I asked her, was he going to be okay if I went in there? And she said that he would likely just lay in the corner and growl at me. So I took some treats and I went in. And he immediately like slunk down to the floor and like went up to me, and I was like throwing him treats, hoping he didn't bite me. Like, he's got that herding dog stance where they go up real hot with their nose out and almost like in that pointing stance. So I was throwing him treats and finally made it over to sit on the little like bed thing that was in that room. And as soon as I sat down, I guess he decided I wasn't dangerous anymore. And he flung himself on the bed beside me and like threw one of his arms around my shoulder and was like on top of me. And from then on, he would only eat or chew toys or play with toys or anything like that if I was right there. And everybody else was scared of him. He wasn't getting the care there that he should have had. He was basically being left in his own filth a lot because the other girls were scared of him. So I brought him here, figuring, you know, I'd foster him and see if he could be around people. And I put him around my husband, and that worked out okay, mostly because I was kind of drunk, and my husband said he wasn't worried about him and insisted I let him go. But then a few days later, I saw him bite somebody, because I used to have to take him back and forth to work, because he just would bark constantly in the crate. And he bit somebody there pretty good. Like, he put his teeth through his hand and his leg because the guy tried to stuff him back in the room he was trying to come out of to go see me. And the guy pushed him with his leg and pushed him with his hand. And both times that he got pushed, he bit. So I'd never really introduced him to anybody after that. I had my friend Trisha over here, and she was over there trying to put something in the Xbox, and I sort of let him go up behind her and sniff. And right then she put her hand back behind herself, and he got startled, so he grabbed her by her shirt and yanked her over backwards. And again, too scary for me. I don't really want that type of liability. So I decided that when we go for walks, he wears a muzzle. And other than that, he has to just kind of chill here. He can go on the treadmill when people are over. In that little area over there, that behind that door, there's another crate, and I can close that door. It's a pocket door, so when people come over, a lot of the times he's in there. And I try to do as much as I can with stimulation for his mind, playing games and things like that, like the Leave It game that I posted a video of. We do stuff like that a lot. Let me show you what I'm dealing with right now. She tries to nurse on my shirt. She remembers, and she always digs her face in my armpit. She remembers when she was a baby. And she tries to nurse on me. Do you hear this? She's so loud. Here's my kitty. My baby Magic. And now this one hears me talking, so he's gonna sit there, and I don't know if you can hear that high-pitched whine he's doing. He just does that constantly. I don't even know what to do about him sometimes. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you out right now. Well, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I'm gonna go do my dishes and make myself something for breakfast. Thank you so much if you were active in chat or left a comment or left a like. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna, try to hop on every now and then and just kind of show the animals and show them being normal animals in between showing cool videos of them doing stuff that animals don't necessarily always do. So you guys can see that I have the same asshole animals that everybody does, and that anybody can train them to do cool stuff. And on that, I am going to go and do my thing. Thank you, everybody, and leave a like if you didn't already. See ya.